Hi guys! Today I'm going to talk about some differences between child and adult learners, and my starting point will be the critical period hypothesis. The term may sound foreign to you, but you probably know it already. I'll explain why later. This theory was proposed by Wilder Penfield and Lamar Roberts in 1959 in their book Speech and Brain Mechanisms. According to this hypothesis, the first years of life are the most vital to the process of learning or rather acquiring a language. If an individual isn't exposed to language as a young kid, they won't be able to use it proficiently when they're older, and their accent won't be perfect. It's tied to neuroplasticity, the ability of the neural networks to change through growth and reorganization. In other words, a child's brain exhibits higher plasticity than a fully developed adult brain. The critical period hypothesis is a suggestion for teachers, but it's not universally accepted. Nevertheless, adult learners often claim that they can learn the language because they're already past their prime. That's why I've said you probably know about this hypothesis despite not knowing its name. It turns out that the limiting factor in adult language learning isn't the lack of ability, but it's a number of internal and external factors, like their belief that they can't learn the language, fixation on grammar and accent, or a busy schedule. Additionally, adults try too hard to figure things out and completely miss the point of the linguistic message. Kids in turn don't question things, they simply accept them and use them immediately, often with errors. Eventually though, they gain proficiency. That being so, how can you develop proficiency as an adult learner? Immersion. If you can afford it, travel to the country where the particular language is spoken and try to use it in everyday situations like asking somebody the way or buying souvenirs. Try to visit places with a higher concentration of locals than tourists to listen to authentic native language. Make international friends. You can do it online or at work if they are international workers. Thus, you can learn a language through conversation and get first-hand explanations of particular linguistic issues. Technology is your friend. Use language learning apps on your mobile devices. This way you can, for example, learn new vocabulary on your lunch break or during your daily commute. Don't overthink it. As an adult, you've already developed problem-solving strategies, and it can be tempting to use them right off, for example, while learning grammar. It's important to use language correctly, but instead of fixating on it, accept the fact that as a beginner, you'll make mistakes and simply start using the language. I hope the podcast has shed some light on the differences between very young learners and adult learners. The topic is quite broad, and I'll probably expand on it in the future.